Hey guys, and welcome back to Thomann Bedroom Producers. Today, what I want to do is go through a little bit of a challenge I've taken on myself to inspire a little extra creativity. And it's all about using wavetables for all the instruments in your song. Now, wavetables are obviously goated for bass sounds, we know that, but they're super diverse. And the reason I like to use them is that, it's easy to make simple sounds, it's easy to make complex sounds. You can use anything as the source for the wavetables, and you can make it so that small changes yield drastic results, and you can get some incredibly unique sounds in terms of sound design. So let's have some fun and take a look. So when I mentioned that you can use anything as the source for your wavetables, I wasn't joking. Check this out. Wow. Oh, that's a good one too to use with pets, by the way. They go crazy for that one. So basically what we're going to be doing here is just separating out all the clips, and I'm going to commit them all to audio so that when you import them into the wavetable, it's not importing the entire audio file. So all we're going to do here is open up Serum here, and we're going to drag and drop the clip that we want to use as our wavetable source right on top of the waveform of oscillator A. Okay, so you can just go to import normal, and that's fine. Right now it looks blank. If we just click it, we can change the view to something a little bit more visual, right? And listen to what happens when I hold down C and I kind of cycle through the position of the wavetable. So you can hear that there's some sort of subtle changes happening between each of the snapshots inside of the wavetable, and that's good. We like that. We're gonna make use of that in our sound design, but the first thing that I wanna do is just edit the wavetable a little bit here. So we're gonna go to Morph, and we're gonna go to Morph Spectral. And this is gonna make a smoother transition between all of the different snapshots here, So first, let's just drag this LFO onto our wavetable position. You can hear it cycling through slowly. And we'll slow it way down here. And now if I make sure that our filter is active, we'll make it a little steeper here. It kind of takes on that analog quality of sense where you get like these imperfections or something, and that's something I really like to make use of, especially with pads and stuff like that. So we can absolutely do that. We can make a quick pad sound out of only this. So maybe we turn keyboard tracking on for our filter here, and maybe I want to add some unison. So immediately it's kind of a nice, pad/keys sound, right? And then of course, if we were to make it a true pad sound, we might want to just lengthen the release time. It's immediately sounding lush, isn't it? If, like, say we added a little bit of reverb here too. And that's one of the magic parts about using wavetables here. What if we wanted to go in a different direction though? We wanted to make a different type of sound, like maybe a bell sound, for example. Well, if we're going to do that, let's mute oscillator A. We're gonna activate oscillator B here, and let's use another one of these clips. Which one should we do? Let's try wow. Let's try our wow one. So let's click here, and we'll cycle through these positions until we find something that we like. Maybe that one's okay. Now, what I want to do here is make this kind of like the ting of the bell sound, so I'm just going to raise it up by a couple of octaves. And we're going to also make sure and click this button near B to have the filter activated on oscillator B. So now when we bring it back together with oscillator A, I'm going to bring the detuning down here. Maybe we'll reduce the unison a little bit. And the cool thing about using keyboard tracking too is the higher that you go up the keyboard, the more it opens the filter up to be a little bit more natural as you would hear it on a real instrument, right? And you see how fast that was? And the cool part too is that we can get even crazier with all of this, right? So in Serum and in other wavetable synths, you get access to the ability to warp and fold the waveforms in different ways. So one thing that I really like to do is to use this bend plus minus one. I'm gonna play a chord so you can really get a sense of what it does here. So So you can hear it's kind of going wow, wow, and it's changing the tone of it, which is really cool. Now here's what it sounds like on oscillator B. So what I really like to do is assign both of these to a macro, right? So macro 1, for example, we'll also do the same thing with oscillator A's bend, right? We'll call this bend. And so what starts to happen is when we change this macro, it's going to change both of the bends of each oscillator at the same time, and it's going to change our tone immediately. And I really like doing this too in context to kind of change some of the harmonics, you know, rather than using EQ or something or changing some of the other settings. It's a really fast way of getting something to fit within the context of the song a little bit better. See, that even, like, all the way back even sounds more like a synth almost. And don't forget, too, that we've got an LFO sort of dragging the position of the wavetable on oscillator A every time we press a note, right? And it's going to be in a different position, which changes the sound. And I think that our ears really like it when sounds change over time. We're not listening to the exact same thing every single time, right? So... if we wanted to get really creative, we could even use the same thing a little bit on our bell sound, right? Like the little tink on oscillator B. If I were to make this a true bell sound too, I think I would probably add an envelope to the volume here and have it decay really quickly, right? So I would maybe bring it down like this. I highly recommend saving your presets as you go too, because you can like start reusing all these sounds and rehashing them and making your sound design even crazier. And speaking of crazy sound design, I really want to show you how crazy wavetables can actually get. And it's fast too. And so you can start adding in all kinds of weird sounds to whatever it is that you're making. So I'm gonna open up Wavetable from Ableton right now. And let's use one of these other sounds. Let's use... we haven't used that one yet, so let's use that one. I'm gonna drag that onto oscillator 1. I mean, I could sit there and do that for hours, right? So see what you can come up with when you just start with some simple sounds, start playing around with folding those waveforms of the wavetable around and bending things and sending things to effects and all kinds of stuff, and see what you can come up with, and hopefully it inspires some new songs and some new beats out of you, some things that maybe you wouldn't have normally come up with had you not, you know, used this particular method of using wavetables only. And if you do have any questions, please let us know down below. And until next time, happy music making, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.